Hi, guys. I miss you. But you know that. Okay, well, Mrs. Klopping here. Today is day one of a series of videos I'm going to be sending you guys so that you know what to do. Since you don't have me physically, you will still have me
videotape.
But it'll be alright. Okay, so we are starting a new unit. We're starting a unit on air quality. So with air quality, okay, what exactly is air quality? Well, you're going to be figuring this out. You're going to be coming up with your own definition for it. What is in the air? What is the air made up of? This is our chemistry unit. We have some labs to do, so make it a little tricky. We're going to play it by ear and do what we can. With the labs, I may be doing demonstrations, or maybe I'll demonstrate and you'll want to try it at home with stuff you have at home. So, we'll do what we can and make it work. Either way, it's not going to be boring. Trust me. You're with me. How boring could it be, right? Don't say it. Anyway, okay, so let's start from the top. I attached a PDF. The PDF is of the first section that we're going to be going over. It's just the introductory section of our unit. I believe it's like pages 2 through 18 or something like that. Do you have to read everything? You don't have to. We're going to go over everything in that section. There are certain parts of it that, yes, you will have to read. But we're going to, when I say we, it's me talking to myself, which isn't as fun as talking to you. I miss your faces. But I'll be conducting discussion this way so that you'll have a better understanding rather than just reading the book. It gets kind of dull. Okay, so open up to page 3. If you want to pause me at any time, you can pause me. You can't do that in real life, so there is a benefit. Okay. So on page 3, you are going to see, hold on, I have several different screens, so I'm trying to make this work too. Okay, on page 3, you're going to see that our big question is listed there. And what is our big question? Big question, how can you improve air quality in your community? Okay, well, we have a story there, so a story is kind of fun. In this story, there are some different characters. It's a made-up land, and it's a parable. And if you don't know what a parable is, well, we'll discuss what a parable is soon. So what I want you to do, I want you to go ahead and pause this and read pages 3 and 4 and stop there. See, 2 pages, that's not bad. And it's not boring reading, it's a story. So, and if you feel really creative, you can even, there's one part where they say, no, you can yell, I don't mind. And if your mom says, hey, why are you yelling? Say, Mrs. Klopping told me to. Okay, then I'll get in trouble. But that's okay. I'll get in trouble for you. Because I like you. This is so corny. Okay, yeah, so read pages 3 and 4 and pause, and then unpause me, and you'll hear what a little bit of discussion, a couple things I want you to think about at that point. Okay, so go ahead and pause. Okay, now you are done with reading more than half of the story of Millar. Okay, so what's happening in Millar? Go ahead, say it out loud. Just because I'm not standing right in front of you and can hear you doesn't mean that I don't know what you're saying right now. You're right. Okay, Millar was a beautiful town, right? Okay, and then one guy goes off. He sees something. He sees a busy town, and they have all kinds of factories and cool stuff. And he's like, shh, that's totally what we should be doing, right? So, in turn, they decide that they want to have a big city. So, in having a big city, they decide to get electricity. How do they get electricity? How do they get water? How do they get heat? How do they get food? How do you think Malar is going to look in 5 years? Okay, so this is your first, it's not really an assignment because it's so simple, but it's more like me taking attendance to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing, which I appreciate that you're here because you need to be here. Okay, so what I want you to do, you're going to see that on Google Classroom there is a question, and it's going to say, from the reading, what did Mrs. Klopping ask you? This is the big question. Ready? What is your prediction of what Malar will look like in 5 years if they are a big city, like they are starting to build up? What's going to happen? That's what you need to write. One sentence is enough. If you want to write a paragraph, sure, you're an overachiever. Way to go. But that's going to help me take attendance, knowing, who is able to access the video and who is actually participating in what we're doing in class. Okay, so you're going to write up your prediction and post it for me. And then I'm going to give you 1,000,000 points. You'll have like the highest grade in the class and blah, blah, blah. Okay, why do you think the air quality is going to get worse? Because chances are you're going to say, okay, big factory, what happens with a big factory? What happens with big factory? Say it out loud. You're right. Yes, you have stuff billowing out of the big smokestacks, right? Okay, what is that stuff? It's not marshmallows. I wish it were marshmallows. It's not marshmallows. No, pollution, that's right. Okay, what does pollution do to our air? What does it do to our air quality? Okay. All right, so what do you think is going to happen to the rivers? What do you think is going to... So it's not just the air that it's affecting, right? It's also going to have an effect on different things. What about, the water? What about the animals that live in the water? Yes, the fish. Fish behind the factory. Okay, what about the trees? What's happening with the trees? What do the trees produce? What do they give off? Can that affect our air quality? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, at this time, go ahead and pause the video and finish the story. Okay, now you're done with your story, right? Okay, now you've come across 4 questions on page 6, because the story was only page 3 through 6. Now we're on page 6. There's 4 questions, right? Okay. In the ideal world, I would say, okay, I want you to go ahead and write those out and answer them. No, I'm not going to make you do that this time. But I do want you to read over the questions and ask yourself, can I answer these questions? And they're questions that have to do with air quality, and what do you think affects the air quality in this story, in this parable? And what is a parable? A parable is a story that has a lesson. So is this a real place? No, this isn't a real place. But it's a made-up story that has a lesson that we can learn from. And it's just a different way of getting information and, learning a little bit of something in a creative way. Okay, so for Monday, I would say that's all you have to do. Okay? I'm only going to be posting videos twice a week, so I'm going to give you Monday, and I'm going to also give you what I would expect for Tuesday as well. And then I'll do Wednesday and block day on the next video. Okay, so at this point, if you wanted to do 2 days in 1 day, you can totally do that. So this pacing is just a suggestion if you want to do a little bit each day. But if you want to do like Monday, do Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, do the rest of the week and be done with science for the week, that's just fine. As long as you're doing it, we're good. So you pace it the way that you can do best. Okay, so for Tuesday, you're going to turn to page 6. So that's where we left off at the end of the story. And you're going to read pages 6 and 7, you're going to notice all of those terms that are in bold, and you're going to write down those terms in your notebook. As we go through this unit, keep in mind that there is a very good reason for our study of air quality. Our health depends on it. What do we use every day, all the time? Yes, air. We breathe it in. If we have poor air quality, how is that going to make us feel? What about our health? Yeah, exactly. Super important. Okay, so our health depends on it. Because of this, that is why we have our big question. Do you remember what our big question is? How can you improve air quality in your community? So, it's not just, okay, we have a big question, and no, we have this question because this is very important to living a long, happy life. Having good air quality means that we have better health, which means it extends our life, and it actually promotes us to be able to do things that we like to do. Like some of you, I know you like to play soccer or baseball or basketball or ride bikes or go on hikes or BMX. Yes, Nico, I'm thinking of you. Okay, so anyways, write down the terms. You're going to see polluted. You're going to see pollutants, which is different than polluted. You're going to see air quality and air pollution. See, there's only a few terms, so it's not like, it's like 4 terms. Just make sure that you read the text. Okay, after you do that, 2 pages, not bad, right? Okay, now we're going to think about the big question, and we're going to look at some images. So, image number 1, you're going to see that there are these, it's a big factory, there's big smokestacks. Well, what's going on with these big smokestacks? What is this picture about? Well, we see the smokestacks, and they're releasing something into the air. Well, that's pollution. We have, it's producing toxins into the air, and then in turn, eventually we'll be breathing in these toxins, which is not good for our bodies. Okay, let's look at the second picture. Okay, then we have vehicles stuck in traffic on a highway. It says the average American family owns 2.5 cars. Okay, so now we're talking about carpool. Carpool is not swimming in your car. Yes, you can laugh at that. No, you don't have to. But if you win an A, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, but carpool is when you share a ride with someone else. You have more than just one person in the car. There's actually a lane on the highway that's just for carpool, which is kind of cool because if traffic's really bad and you have more than one person in the car, it's like, ooh, we can go into the lane that's fairly empty most of the time, and it's usually traveling a little bit faster, and so then it's like, ooh, yay, bonus. But it's not just, it's to promote people, to encourage people to have more than one person in the car. Because if you put some thought into it and you decide to ride with someone else as opposed to driving, taking 2 separate cars going to the same location, then what comes out of the back of your car? Yeah, once again, we have pollutants coming out of the back of your car, pollution going into the air, and we're breathing it. So if we can narrow down the amount of cars that are emitting the pollution that are on the highways by sharing a ride, then it's better for our air quality. Okay, let's look at the next picture. We're on picture 3. Oh, we don't have any of these in the desert. It says some mass transit trains run on electricity instead of gasoline. So we have this train, and you can see that there's like electrical lines so that it can go. Are these in our area? No, we're not a big city, but these are pretty cool. Or is it like a bus where it's releasing a bunch of toxins into the air? No. Okay. So does it have any exhaust? It doesn't. It doesn't have any exhaust. And so is this actually helpful to our environment by using these electricity powered trains? Yeah, these are actually better for our environment than, say, a regular train or like a bus. So it's better for our air quality. Okay, let's look at the next picture. We have cool dude pumping gas. It says, at the gas station, a man pumps gasoline into his sport utility vehicle. So he's just chilling. He's going, yeah, man, how much gas is this sucker going to take? Because gas right now is really inexpensive. Typically, it's like almost, I don't know, it's something like $4 a gallon or something. Right now, it's like $2.50. Choo! If we were actually, driving places, it would be way less expensive to go right now. That's why gasoline is actually cheaper, because people aren't driving so much. Okay, anyways, but at the gas station, a man pumps gasoline into a sports utility vehicle. Okay, well, when you put the pump inside your gas tank, have you ever smelled it? I don't mean sticking your nose down by the gas tank or anything, but you will. Gasoline has like a very distinct scent. Some people actually say they like it. It smells very much like a chemical, and so for me, I don't like it. But you can also kind of see it. Have you ever noticed that, like, as you're pumping, you'll see like kind of like a haze. It distorts the light. So yeah, these are fumes, and the fumes that are coming out of the gas tank as you're pumping gas, it goes back into our air, and so once again we have another pollutant there. So just keeping in mind, it's not always something that you could see going into the air. That could be pollution as well. Okay, our next picture. We have wind turbines. Wind turbines, they stretch along the land, and they spin with the wind, and they generate energy. They collect the energy, and then they change it into like usable power for us, like electricity. And so, would you say that these are clean for our environment? Is this good for our air quality? What do you think? Yes, yes, yes. This is good, renewable, clean energy. So yeah, absolutely. You ever been to Tehachapi or to the low desert like Palm Springs? If you're driving to Palm Springs and you look over by the hills, you're going to see a whole bunch of these. They look kind of like toothpicks that are spinning, kind of like pinwheels. Yeah, those are wind turbines, and they're harnessing the wind's energy, which is really awesome. Some people have them like on their roofs too. My father-in-law, he had some on he had one on his roof, and then he also had. We'll talk about that further later. But yeah, individual houses can also have wind turbines to harness energy. Okay, well, let's look at the next picture. Okay, we have a fluorescent light bulb, and this can be used in your home instead of a regular light bulb. We have a house with solar panels. Okay, what about the solar panels? Yes, clean energy. We have renewable energy there. We have city workers planting a garden in the park. Is this good for our air quality? Yeah, good for air quality. Why? What do plants do? What do plants give off? Yes, they give off oxygen, which is what we breathe. Nice, clean oxygen, part of the air. Okay, let's look at the next one. Oof. We have a fire. Forest fires, some caused by humans, can burn for many weeks and kill many trees. Okay, so killing trees. We just said trees are good. Okay. Trees, once again, trees are good for our air quality, and then having a fire, we have the smoke going into the air, smoke, pollution, and it's one of those things that we're going to eventually end up breathing back in. And so, have you ever been in a smoky environment and you like inhale, and then you just start choking? Yeah, your lungs don't like pollution. Your lungs don't like smoke. Therefore, it's going to force it out of your body. That's why you choke. Okay, well, let's look down. Last picture. It says, large areas of the western United States have big herds of cattle and other livestock. Okay, well, is this good for our air quality or bad for our air quality? This one's a little tricky. What do you think? I'll give you a hint. Look at the air. Yep. So hopefully you've noticed that there's dust in the air, right? The cattle is stirring up the dust. When dust is in the air, those little fine particles, that is pollution. Pretty strange, huh? You wouldn't think, oh, well, it's not a factory, so no, it's good for our air. Actually, when we have dust stirred up into the air, we've had days where we've canceled school because of poor air quality, because of the wind even. So, or have you ever heard of the Dust Bowl? I thought that we talked about it. I don't know if we got to it yet this year. If we haven't yet, don't worry. I have something for you. I think the Dust Bowl is a really interesting time frame, and it talks a lot about air quality, because even something as natural as dirt being in the air, and you breathing in that dirt, once again, you're going to start coughing and choking because your lungs don't, it can't process it, so it spits it back out, pushing it back out, and so you're coughing. But having dirt and dust in the air, that promotes poor air quality. So, pictures that you've just seen, we've just discussed a little bit about whether it promotes good air quality or poor air quality. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you turn to page 12, you'll see that there is a chart. Okay, that chart says sources and effects of air quality. Okay, there are 3 columns. In the first column, it says sources. In the second column, the middle column, it says effects. And in the third column, it says how to improve air. Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to come up with 4 sources of air quality. So, this is how easy this is. All you have to do is look at the pictures above. Pick 4 of them. Okay, so if you want to pick something that's totally different, you can do that. Okay, but you're going to pick a source of air quality, and you're going to say what the effects, what happens because of that thing. So I'm going to give you one. Don't use it. So if I were to look at, we'll say the first one, the factories. Okay, don't use factories. Okay, if I were to look at factories, I would say, okay, factories, running factories or something like that. Then it says effects. What are the effects of these factories that are billowing out smoke? Well, pollutants are being released into the air, or smoke is being released into the air. Okay, and then how to improve the air? Well, how could we improve the air with the source of being factories? Well, maybe having a law or a regulation about how much smoke a company is able to produce, which there is. There are. Okay, well, that was just one example. So you're going to come up with a source. You're going to come up with the effect, what happens because this thing is used, and how to improve the air. Okay, so you're going to come up with 4, remember? You're not going to use factories, and you're going to fill out that chart. Where are you going to fill it out? Okay, I have a PDF that I'm attaching. I haven't created it yet, but by the time you see this, it will be created, and it'll be on this week's work. And it'll be called Source and Effects of Air Quality Chart. And so you're going to put in 4 of your own ideas, 4 effects, and how to improve air quality. And you're going to submit that. That's going to be your assignment for this week. Okay? That's going to be what you turn in on, I don't know, we'll say Friday. Turn everything in by Friday and we're good. Okay? So you're going to turn that in by Friday. Cool, man. Oh, observe. If you turn to page 13, you'll see that there's butterflies. I love butterflies. Now, we've done the reading for pages 3 through 8 now. We've discussed the pictures. You're making a chart. You've already checked in on Monday, on Monday, with your prediction as to the story that you read on pages 3 through 6. Okay, now what? Now you're going to have a quiz. You're welcome. You thought I would forget about it, didn't you? No, I don't forget. I do forget about a lot of things, but no, I still want you to do your quizzes. Your quizzes are going to be the same as they've always been. So, can you use your notes? Yes. Can you use anything that we've been talking about or learning about? Yeah. I mean, if you really want to, you can even use the text, the PDFs that I'm providing. It's okay. It's not cheating. It's just checking to see, it's kind of like you gauging yourself, being able to see, okay, am I really understanding what Mrs. Klopping's talking about? Talking about. Just kidding. But am I really understanding what's trying to be shoveled down my throat? Yes, I'm sure you will. Okay, so like I said, 3-question quiz. Take it. It's on Illuminate. There's no timer on it or anything. You can take it up until Friday at midnight. So if you don't want to take it right now, it's up to you and your parents. Whenever they want you to take it, do what they say. But it has to be taken by this Friday, please. And it'll go directly into the grade book, so you'll see it there. Yeah. So that's all I got for you on our first video. Hope this wasn't too boring. But I will be, like I said, I'll be doing different demonstrations and things so that you guys are still going to have, some experimentation going on. We'll be talking more about gardens, and I would still really like to do solar ovens. Do you guys still want to do solar ovens? That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So we still plan on doing our solar oven project. Yeah, it's going to be a little different, but at the same time, it's going to be totally awesome. Solar ovens are so fun. But no, we're not doing them yet, so chill. If you want to start researching, you can. But don't build yet. Okay. But yeah, we are going to get to solar ovens, so that's going to be fun. And that'll be a hands-on project that you can make a big mess, and I don't have to clean it up this time. Oh, see? Good things come with us being home. But now you have to clean up after yourself. Neener. Okay, well, that's all I got for you as of yet. So please check back in for the second video and get the rest of the week's work done too. Okay, you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. See you soon. Also, if you have any questions, if you get stuck with anything, you can always email me. You can post things on Google Classroom, questions there. If you want to come over, even if you just want to say hi to your teachers, all 4 of us are going to be on, on a Zoom chat kind of thing to where you guys can type in questions and type in shout outs. Shout out to Mrs. Klopping. Just kidding. Or whatever. But you can come over and check in and just say hi and tell us what you're up to and stuff. But if you have any questions with math or with science or with history or with ELA, that's where you go. You go over to our Zoom chat, and we'll be live there just waiting for you guys to talk to us. So, and that's going to be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and on Fridays. So it's going to be 2 hours a day. And it's going to be from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock noon. So you don't have to get up that early. Just kidding. I always get up super early, so whatever. I miss you guys. So have fun, be good, be kind to others, don't kill your brothers and sisters, do something really nice for your mom or your grandma. Yeah, you can be nice to your dad too, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Have fun. Bye.